Photo by Gregory Shamus. Getty Images. Over the years, the Michigan basketball team has not played well at the Kohl Center against Wisconsin, and this season was no different as the Wolverines laid an egg in their first loss of the season. To say that the first game was ugly for Michigan basketball would be an understatement. The Wolverines struggled from the field, got in foul trouble and turned the ball over way too much. That resulted in just 54 points and a 10-point loss. When it was all said and done, the Wolverines finished with 18 turnovers and shot just 27% from the field. Wisconsin, on the other hand, shot 49%, and thanks to 26 points from Ethan Happ, the Badgers were just too much for the Wolverines that day. Since knocking off Michigan, Wisconsin has been playing as well as any team in the Big Ten, winning 6 straight games and improving to 9-3 overall in the Big Ten. With Michigan sitting at 10-2, a loss to the Badgers could create a four-way battle for first, with Michigan State, Purdue and Wisconsin all battling for the championship. Thankfully, the Wolverines are playing at home, and over the years, it has proven difficult to beat a John Beilein-coached team in back-to-back games. While Michigan basketball has tons of big games coming up, that stretch starts Saturday, and here is a breakdown as well as 3 predictions. Next, Michigan will avoid foul trouble and turnovers. Page 2. Photo by Gregory Shamus. Getty Images. When it comes to Michigan basketball, the Wolverines generally have a pretty good formula for winning games. Under Beilein, Michigan has avoided fouls, avoided turnovers and shot a high percentage from the field, especially from three-point range. Against Wisconsin, the Wolverines didn't do any of those things. Michigan turned the ball over 16 times, which was about twice as many times as their season average. And on top of that, 3 key players, Jordan Poole, Ignas Brazdeikis and Isaiah Livers, all got into foul trouble. In the case of Brazdeikis, he played just 23 minutes, by far the lowest number of any starter on either team. That made a big difference, and it caused Michigan to go deeper into its bench than it would have liked to on the road. This Michigan team is a motivated group, and you can bet Beilein won't let them forget how poorly they played in Madison, especially in the fundamental areas that usually define the Wolverines. I can't guarantee a win, but I can promise you that fundamentally, Michigan will be better than in the first matchup. Next, Happ will score less than 20. Page 3. Photo by Dylan Buell. Getty Images. If you look back at the first game between Wisconsin and Michigan, you can find lots of reasons why the Wolverines lost, but one of them is the fact that Happ dominated the defense to the tune of 26 points. And Happ didn't just dominate when it came to racking up points, he affected the game in many other ways, such as his 10 rebounds and 7 assists. When Happ wasn't scoring, he was setting up his team or tearing down 8 defensive boards, and Michigan struggled to score over him. This time around, the Wolverines have to find a way to neutralize Happ. Keeping him in single digits is just about impossible. He's just too good. However, if the Wolverines can limit him to under 20 points and just a few assists, it would be a win. Averages a double-double, 18.3 ppg, 10.1 rpg, as well as 5 assists. If he meets those numbers and shoots a high percentage, it's going to be a tough game. However, if Tesk, Livers and Brazdeikis can stay out of foul trouble and stay fresh guarding him, Michigan should be able to force some others such as Brad Davison and Demetric Trice to try and beat them. Whatever happens though, the Wolverines can't allow Happ to beat them as thoroughly as he did last time. Page 4. Photo by Leon Halep. Getty Images. The bottom line is that if Michigan wants to win a Big Ten championship, it has to beat Wisconsin. The schedule is too tough down the road to drop a 50-50 game like this at home. So far, Michigan is undefeated at Chrysler with wins over North Carolina, Purdue, Indiana and Ohio State, as well as Minnesota, all teams that have a good chance to go dancing in March. Yet, none of those games were close. Some did hit a rough patch, especially on offense, but in the past 4 games, Iggy is averaging more than 18 points a game and has connected on 12 of 21 three-pointers. Kohl is also playing better and Matthews finally seemed to come out his slump a bit against Rutgers. If this game was in Madison, it might be a completely different story. There's no doubt, the Badgers are coming in hot, and if they can win in Ann Arbor, they have to be considered a legit contender for the Big Ten title. Yet, it's hard to see that happening. This game will be close, but Teske, Kohl, Iggy, Matthews and Xavier Simpson will do just enough to earn the 21st win of the season. Next, top 10 Michigan football running backs of all time. Final score, Michigan 65, Wisconsin 60.